Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the DFS Quarry channel. This is the first dig show for the NHL slate, January 19th, 2021. We're going to be talking about an 8-game slate. Joining me tonight, JS Miner 87. I am Joe Miner 3131. Before we get started, if you could, please like and subscribe to the video and the channel. Turn on the bell icon for notifications when we post a new video. And if you don't mind, please share the video. Help get the word out there. Let me say a quick word about DraftDashboard.com. You're looking for a one-stop shop for all your research needs. Quick lineup builds, lineup optimizer, position optimizer. DraftDashboard.com has everything you need. They even have a good quick mobile version. It's nice. Pull up the position optimizer. Now, this isn't for tomorrow's slate, the slate we're going to be talking about. This is for today's slate, but you see projected ownership, projected points for the night, cost, everything right here on one screen. You click on that target button there, that's your watch player. That'll kind of put them guys in your lineup optimizer. It'll put them in the lineup ahead of the rest of the players. And you can build up to 150 lineups for those of you who mass multi-enter. Again, draftdashboard.com. I'll have a link in the description below. And Jared, how you doing tonight?
Well, some pickings today. Not a lot of interesting games so far. The goals are, it's either a very low scoring game or it's one sided, it seems like today. So kind of a little bit bored with the games today.
Well, I can tell you how my night's going. It's not going. It's already in the toilet. You know what I mean? It's garbage. I had no savers so far tonight. That's who you needed. Obviously, we're recording some of the games I haven't even started yet. Some are just getting started. Canucks out to a quick 1-0 lead there. Halfway through the first, I see. So, whatever. Live and learn and move on, right?
You got it. You got it. Hopefully, Winnipeg makes the game interesting here. Just see they are on a power play here late in the third, so hopefully a goal comes that way. It might save one of my contests.
Yeah, I was all over Winnipeg, so they're not gonna make a game out of it. Anyway, let's forget about today. Let's get into it. January 19th, the eight game slate. Jared, once again, we're gonna go position by position. I believe we're gonna talk in 3 different tiers for each position. We're not gonna talk about all the players. We're gonna quick picks, just quick research, first look. You know what I mean. I didn't do any stacks tonight. Really don't have any favorite stacks for tonight. While we're working through it, I'll try to build 1 or 2. I'm definitely not gonna be able to come up with 3. I don't like the slate, to be honest with you. So I try to give some a stack or 2, and then build a quick lineup. We'll see how it goes. I mean, I'm kind of disappointed in some of the teams the way they're playing so far. Some are getting out to a slow start, so that's pretty much why I think for the most part I don't like the slate. But nonetheless, we're gonna go with our top tier centerman. And Jared, we're at 6K and up, right?
That's correct.
All right. What do you got?
Doing the early research here, looking at, first thing I do, I look at the Vegas odds here. Obviously, Colorado is the 220 favorite over the Kings. And looking at the Kings games so far, they've given up, I think, on average 5 goals a game here. So I like McKinnon in slot 1. And that probably makes sense looking at why he's the most expensive on the board. But I like him to attack the Kings. There, second in this tier, I'm going to go with Alexander Bart. Is it Alexander? I want to say that's what they call him. But Barkov there for Florida. He Chicago's given up a lot of goals here with between Delia and I think Subban as well. It should be Delia in there getting the start again. But Florida looked good there in the first game they played the other night with the 4-2 victory. So I look for them to keep the momentum and Barkov to be in a good spot. I think he was a little bit mediocre, if I recall, the other night. So nothing super promising. 12.1, you would have wanted maybe a little bit more for paying that much. But like you said, we don't like the slate. You got to go somewhere. And third on this list, and it's not because I'm a homer, I think Sidney Crosby. Terrible game against the Caps the other night. It's the things that might not show on the scoreboard that he does. Maybe contains the puck down low a little bit longer, but from a points perspective, 1.5 the other night, absolutely terrible, or should I say the other day. I look for Crosby to get on the board here tomorrow against the Capitals.
All right. I also like McKinnon, and we'll talk about him. I did like Eichel. I have him wrote down, but what Buffalo's doing tonight, I'm not so certain. I'm going to stay on Eichel. Jared, I'm going to counter your Crosby. I like Nick Backstrom here. Um, he's playing well to start the season. 2 goals, 2 assists. 4 points already on the season. I really like that. Averaging 13.4 fantasy points per game. He's getting the ice time. Last game against the Pens, he played 23 minutes. I like that. So give me a little bit of Backstrom to add to you. And call me an idiot, man, but, Shifley, they're still playing tonight. Whatever. You know, then again, I guess it could be Jack Campbell in the net tomorrow for Toronto. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't like the slate too much. But I'll mention Shifley. They should be playing better than they are. So I won't. I'll stick with him here. That's all I got there in the top tier, Jared.
One other one, I guess, if you're looking for a one-off play, because it's a good point. This is a new season. Really, you got to look at things differently. Whether teams are gonna, I would think everyone's playing their hearts out in a shortened season, but they might not be due to these back-to-backs and such. It's going to be a long road. But Dylan Larkin is a one-off. 6 shots the other day, not getting on the board, but 12 points. Maybe Dylan Larkin a little safe play for points.
Yeah. Well, when he gets the puck on the stick, he's going to shoot it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's kind of been the way he's played, since coming into the league. So I wouldn't argue that at all.
And Columbus on the back-to-back. I think it was Korpisalo in net today, if I recall right. Yeah, Korpisalo today. So it's Mirza-Lickens tomorrow.
Sure, and I don't mind that either. But that's jumping ahead. Next tier, what we say that was? Is that 4K, or are we going 45?
45 and above. We could make it 4K, in the future videos, because I was finding, probably it would be better for us to expand this bracket. But to start off with, I'm actually going same Washington you went with. I'm paying down, probably because if I would do it, I'm pairing still with, maybe Ovechkin to save on a price tag here. So I'm going Evgeny Kuznetsov, 2 assists the other day against the Penguins for 2 points, 13 points on the night. Only gets 16 minutes, but the 5,800 price tag, I'm okay with those savings. Certainly getting some power play time as well. Next in line here, I got Dylan Strome for Chicago here at 5,000. I still like Chicago against Florida, and this would be a one-off play probably. Looking at this because I believe from early reports, it's Bobrovsky's first game projected.
It is.
So you never know what you're going to get with Bobrovsky. We certainly haven't been fans of Bobrovsky since he went to Florida. We think he's probably the highest paid person in the league when you compare to performance. So I'm going to like the Dylan Strome here to potentially put a point out at a 5,000 price tag. And last but not least, and similar to the last game, it's going to be a very one-off play. If I play this person, it's Jack Hughes at 4,900 jersey against the Rangers here. I think on the year, three assists in 2 games, averaging 11.9 points. on the year, 22.1 minutes per game. At 4,900, I think this is the year Jack Hughes, kind of gets the recognition that, really came with him when he first entered the league.
I can't disagree with any of them. But I mean, again, I don't. I guess. I guess I kind of don't mind going back to this Ryan Strom. I was on him the first couple games here, just because I kind of like that line he was on. But whatever. The only other guy I got here to add is Paul Stastny at 4,600. I mean, Winnipeg got to do something, and I mean they just got to do something. So, I don't know. He's 4,600. I just can't believe that they're not putting points on the board. Whatever. So that's it. Jared, take us down to Value Town. That'll be anything below 4,400. 4,400 and down.
Well, at Value Town, and really, I mean, we say 4,400 and down. I try to get down into those 3,200 and down to really call it the Value Town. But let's look here, and we're going to dive right into Pittsburgh here. Mark Jankowski, his salaries went up to 4,400, and that's because the man's been a machine since arriving to Pittsburgh. Short sample size, I get it. 3 points in 3 games, 10 fantasy points per game. Occasionally he'll get a block shot there. So that's where I look at when we're looking at Mark Jankowski. 4,400. I wish he would have stayed a little bit to probably what he was last week. I think the 3 points certainly impacted his price. Going into the Columbus game, next pick here, he got on the board today. No, he's disgruntled there, but Dubois for Columbus at a 4,200 price tag. Maybe he's out now, getting the first one under his belt to kind of shut up the naysayers. 14.5 points today. I look for him to keep it going against a, still a rebuilding Detroit team. Another one, and sticking with that same game, is I think it's pronounced Tessier, Alexander Tessier, also for Columbus, a 3,400 price tag. He had a goal today, 12.8 on the year, 2 goals and 1 assist for 3 points. Averaging 11.3. You get 11.3 points for me in the Value Town on average. That's what we're talking about when you're looking Value Town.
Yeah, I like that. Good price tag. I did not have him wrote down, but it's a good call. I overlook Columbus a lot, to be honest with you. I did, however, have both Jankowski and Dubois wrote down, so I'm with you there. I don't mind taking a shot here, somewhat on these cheap Phillies centers, considering their poor outing tonight here. Look for a bounce back game. Carter Hart got pulled early, so last I looked, they were losing like 4-0 or something like that. And the end of the second, they're still losing 4-0. So I don't mind Nolan Patrick, and same game. Nolan Patrick's 3,600, I believe. Yes, 3.6K. I don't mind coming down here to 2.7K with Frost here. He actually was playing well tonight. I mean, and for 2.7K, you can't argue the price, right? Let's get over to wingers. Jared, what do you got there at the top tier?
All right, top tier wingers here. And I'll tell you what, when I looked at this slate, I got more excited about the top tier wingers than the centers. Obviously, there's a little more of a selection to choose from, but a little more exciting. First off, for me, and I'm going in order of where I like the plays. So I'm going to go with Huberdeau in Florida at 7K. Obviously, I'm sure you're going to talk about some of the more expensive ones and, with validity. But Huberdeau in game 1, a goal and 2 assists. He's still going up against, like I said, that Chicago team that lets in, guaranteed almost, it seems like 2 or 3 goals a game. He's getting 23 minutes. 14 points for the first game. Give me a little bit of Huberdeau there.
It was
Next,
reversed, buddy. Reversed. 14 minutes a game.
it was, I said it wrong.
Yeah. 23 points. Yeah.
23. As I was saying it, I was like, wait a minute. I'm
Yeah.
going to assists more 14 points. All right.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Backwards. Next up, though, I'm heading to that Ottawa game. I don't want a lot of exposure because, like you just said it, Winnipeg, we can't trust you anymore. We're off the wagon right already. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm
I
going to
think
go with
so.
Brady Tkachuk here at 6,700. He's a very exciting player to watch. 3 points in 2 games again. He's not maybe getting that first line ice minutes, that you're seeing. 17 and a half minutes a game, so a little less ice time. But he's got that Tkachuk way of playing hockey about him, the physical presence and that's combined with the ability to score. So give me a little Brady Tkachuk. Certainly it's going to go with what is it? Brissoit, Brissois or Brissoit there for Winnipeg since they played today. And last but not least, you still have to go to that Colorado stack. I'm going Mikko Rantanen here at maybe pull him up. I think he's around 67.
71.
71. Okay, 71 here for Mikko Rantanen. Like I said, LA giving up goals. I know it's quick, but it's not the same team that they had when they won the Stanley Cup with Quick. So give me Mikko Rantanen and a very superior Colorado team to put up the goals here tomorrow night against the Kings.
Yeah, I agree. I like Rantanen as well. I'll mention Ovechkin. Obviously, it's Ovechkin, and they're playing the Pens. The Crosby Ovechkin rivalry is awesome. I also like a little bit of Taylor Hall. 6,800. That's a good price. Again, not really so much sure how much I'm gonna get to the Buffalo after the 4-goal outing tonight. But then again, you know what I mean? Maybe worth a shot that, maybe everybody else is thinking that way and they're going to jump off. And if that's the case, maybe I got to jump on. So, Taylor Hall. Only other guy here I got in the top tier is 6.3K. TJ Oshie. He's good. He's fast. 20 minutes ice time. He only had 5.6 points the last game out against the Pens, but you know what I mean. There's no reason he can't score here. He's got 3 points on the year already, so he's averaging a point a game. I don't mind it. A little bit of TJ Oshie. Jared, take us down that mid tier.
All right, mid tier and early on here, I'm going to Burakovsky here at Colorado once again, 4,900. He's a good guy to take a chance on. If you're looking to play Ovechkin, for instance, these are the players you look at with the potential to get some points, good early on presence in these first few games. Certainly, if you're paying that Ovechkin price tag at 8,500, you might need a guy like Burakovsky, 4,900. Is a little bit of price savings there. So I like Burakovsky. Next up, Cam Atkinson. I know we were talking here right before the show. We've seen him at several times last year where the price tag was, 61, 6,200. Columbus, a little slow start. But overall, I think they do got the chance on a couple of those lines, probably more so that first line to get goals. That losing Josh Anderson certainly hurt a little bit, I think, but Cam Atkinson has known to shoot the puck a lot. So I think he could be a safe play tomorrow against that Detroit team. And last but not least, and there's a few guys I've left off when it comes to this Nashville team, and that's, like Joe said, earlier. These games are just starting a little bit. We don't know yet. Some are not finished yet, so you never know what guys to say we're super on. Victor Arvidsson, just to catch you up, Philip Forsberg scores today, and Victor Arvidsson with an assist there. Give me Victor Arvidsson, and now you might even add to my top tier winger, Philip Forsberg, as I know that's his now third goal of the year a goal in every game.
Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know. I can't. Yeah, really don't have a feel on all the teams yet. And the way they're, you know, uh, where their real, goal scoring lines are going to come from so far. So it's a little tough to me. A little early on yet. But it is what it is. I'll mention Brian Rust here. Um, he he looks good. I wish he'd shoot a little more. But I think everybody would like to say that about all their teams. So just a shot on Brian Rust at 5,900. I don't mind. It seemed like the Malkin, Zucker, and Rust line was starting to get moving there a little bit better the last game. So we'll take a chance on him. Travis Konechny, you guys know previous shows. I've talked this kid up. I really like this group of young kids the Flyers have. So Konechny, his price is up at 5,200, but I honestly, I still think he's worth it. So I'll take a shot. Like Travis Konechny, 5,200. Um, you mentioned Burakovsky. I won't mention him again, but I do like him. A little bit of a theme here. I think we both like that Colorado top line. I'll mention Jakub Vrana. He's playing well just to start the year. I like it. Last game out, only had 3 fantasy points, so he had 2 shots on goal. That was it. Didn't have much ice time either. It's a little shocking, but whatever. Jakob Vrana at 4,800. You know what I mean? Um, and that's it. That's all I got for that mid tier. Jared, take us down, value down.
All right, Value Town. Let me just pull up. First guy here at 3,100 I have on my list is Adrian Kempe. Not a lot of time on attack and such, but the man occasionally gets some block shots, gets some shots on goal. He's been in the league for quite some time. But in 2 games, he averages 5.8 fantasy points. So if you're looking for a little savings where, you don't want that guy with potential goose egg, to put in your lineup, 3,100 for a little bit of price savings, I think I'd be okay with 5.8 points, So that's what we're talking about. Next up, I have, I got to put in all is Martin Nisas. And he is down. I don't think he's Carolina here, but let me go try to find him. Let me type in the old player search. All right, I found him here. Martin Nisas for Carolina at 3,300, an assist on the year with 2 games played, 9 fantasy points. Typical, depth player with a little bit of potential. So I don't mind him. And last but not least, he's found the net in his very first game as a Florida Panther. Yes, you heard it from me, folks. Patrick Hornquist, for a former Penguin there. I think he even had a goal and an assist here, if I recall. So give me Patrick Hornquist at 3,300. I don't even want to really call it a wave. It was one game. But what are you doing? You're just looking for a needle in a haystack sometimes with Value Town. And maybe he just found the right fit right there. So Patrick Hornquist.
Um, I'll mention I like Hornquist. That's funny. I hated him in Pittsburgh. I like one here up here at the top of Value Town at 4,400. Joel Farabee, for Philly. These cats were hot against Pittsburgh, but maybe it's just because they were playing Pittsburgh. We'll see. Last game out, 1.3 points. So look for a bounce back, but 14.2 minutes of ice time at 4,400. It's worth a shot. The other young kid, Oscar Lindblom from Philly. You guys know I like him, and at 3.9K, I still think there's value there. North of 15 minutes a game, 16.2 last time out at a goal, averaging 15.6 fantasy points per game. I like this young kid, man. Welcome back, Oscar Lindblom. Pair him up with Konechny. Not bad. And like I said, I agreed on the Hornquist call there. So let's move over to defense. It gets uglier and uglier as we go.
I tell you, the first guy on the defensive list, I could probably count in one hand how much I play him. It seems like when I play Roman Yossi, he doesn't do well. So, and I always find it hard to pay up. But for me tomorrow, I'm going Drew Doughty here. Colorado, which Colorado team shows up and such. It's always been a debate, but I like Kings on home ice with that, the final line change. They get to pair where they want. So give me Drew Doughty here, at the top tier. And I only got two of these defensemen at the top one. Like I said, I don't want to steer people wrong. Obviously, you guys know every one of these guys in the top tier are names that are very known around the NHL, but we look at the best plays. So for me, going to that same game, Cale Makar. The dude's for real. I think it's not even too early to say, barring any injury and such, the guy might already have a Hall of Fame career ahead of him. He's got that talent level. So 3 power play assists on Fridays, 8-0 win. Kel McCarr.
I got one person to add. I can't pay up for Yossi or Carlson here. Mine's Thomas Shabbat. A little bit of Ottawa, a little bit of maybe Ottawa power play. I wouldn't mind that. Shabbat, 24 minutes a game. This kid's good. He's their future, along with Brady Tkachuk. Take us down that mid tier, Jared.
All right, mid tier, a guy that has been in the league a long time. But you sometimes always write him off because this team's irrelevant anymore. But Duncan Keith really starts out, two assists in 3 games already. He's already got 7 block shots on the year in 2020 in those 3 games. So at 5,700, I think Duncan Keith's in a game where, like you said, I think Chicago and Florida, it just seems like it's going to play out like a 4-3 game. Which, if you're getting scoring in this game, Duncan Keith on the defense could be a part of that. Next up, staying in that Columbus game, Zach Werenski. Zach Werenski here looking down. He's at 5,300. We've seen last year in cases where he went way higher there. So slow start, and it shows with that 5,300 price tag. The guy gets a lot of minutes. He's definitely involved in offense. He's been slow this year with a -3. But like I said, he's going against Detroit tomorrow. I think Zach Werenski's in play. And I'm also, I'm going to stay with that same team and look at Seth Jones at 4,900. Seth Jones, he always flirts with being on the All-Star roster. Guy's got talent. Once again, he falls into that Columbus trap of they just started off real slow. And I think, maybe this game tomorrow can be a game where we're going to say, are they still, for real, ready to contend? Or did the loss of Josh Anderson, the disgruntled of Dubois, is it just too much to overcome? And we're seeing a step back for Columbus. And I did add a 4th person onto this list. I try to keep it at 3, but I'm going to go into that Florida game with Keith Yandel. The dude, I think by watching this first game, he was mad. He was potentially going to be yanked out. He's 4,500. And he goes and scores a goal yesterday, and has 3 shots for 13 points. So maybe that was the kick in the butt, so to speak, to get him to play well. So maybe we'll stick with Yandel.
I just don't understand how you could possibly think about healthy scratching a guy chasing the Iron Man like that. Especially when they don't have really any defenseman better than him, right?
Yeah, Ekblad's, he'd be the closest one.
Right. That's ridiculous. I only got one to add here in this tier. Uh, Neil Pionk. I'm a big fan of Neil Pionk. Um, at 5,400, 22 minutes of ice time. Again, it's Winnipeg. Again, it's Winnipeg. Whatever. I hate this slate. Jared, Value Town.
All right, Value Town. But my first name on here is Hayden Fleury for Carolina, 2,900. Not a lot of ice time, not a lot of value, but maybe he'll get a block shot bonus. He's got 4 block shots in 2 games, so he's hovered that bonus. He hits that block shot bonus tomorrow against the Nashville team. You'd get your value right there. I think that takes you, if I recall right around 8.3 or something with the bonus, and just 3 block shots. He's got 3 shots on goal, so maybe he'll sprinkle in a 1.5 there. Next up, Eric Goodbranson. We really take notice, right, to any former Penguin, so to speak, to see what they gave up here. But Eric Goodbranson, also in play. And he's only at 2,800 for Ottawa. He's went to, and like you said, the Winnipeg team, nothing exciting there, but good average and good start here for Branson. And last but not least, I think he's in the Kings here. I think we even both said about McDermott. You were going to play him the other night or had him written down. Curtis McDermott for Los Angeles, 2,700. He's got an assist on the year. Low ice time, I know, but it's 2,700. The potential's there, maybe. But you'd be looking at a guy to save on some salary space and potentially get you a point or two.
I like them. I'm not gonna argue those at all. If I'm gonna play down here Value Town at all, man, I don't know if I drop much lower than 3,300 for Forbort here in Winnipeg. And again, it's Winnipeg, but he's playing well. Getting pretty decent ice time for 3,300. I think he scored tonight, maybe. I think he has their goal, possibly. I'm not 100% certain on that. Or assisted on the goal. But either way.
He had an assist, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, on
Okay.
Kyle Connor's goal.
Yeah. There you go. So Derek Forbort.
Along with your Neil Pionk call
there you go.
earlier.
Yeah. So that's what I got for you. Move over to goalies real quick, and then I guess we'll build a lineup. I couldn't come up with any stacks. I give you the top line: McKinnon, Burakovsky, and Rantanen. I mean, whatever. Jared, goalies for you.
All right, so goalies. I'm looking at where the shots come from, right? Yeah. And I fall victim. I have got Bennington today, so it shows you how great I am at picking. I think he's hovering my 0 mark because he's not getting a lot of shots against. So combining that with the little, maybe defensive lapses and such, it draws me to Merzalikins here and Columbus. Even though they are on the road, even though they, slow start, so to speak, they beat Detroit today 3-2. But Korpisalo had 35 saves. I look for more of the same tomorrow. So 35 saves and 2 goals against combined with the win. That's a solid performance that you can't really complain about for Merzalikins. Another one that might be a good shot and a good start is this New Jersey goalie here. I think they're probably going to start Blackwood. He's got 22 points per game, shut down Boston in that 2-game series, I believe, pretty much. And he's averaging 65 shots against in 2 games. So what is that? 33 and 32, and he's only given up
3 goals.
3 goals in that. So Mackenzie Blackwood, super strong, and we know a Rangers team can put on a lot of shots as well. So I'm going to probably stop at those two. 7,300 for Blackwood is a great price, and when you're looking at Lickens, if it is him tomorrow, 8,100, but he's in a good spot too.
I'll agree with that. I'll mention, it should be Pete Mrazek here tomorrow. I'm pretty certain that Reimer got the start tonight. So if it is Mrazek, I'll go back there. He has a good defense in front of him. He started 2 games on the year, gave up 3 goals in 2 games, lost one of them. So whatever. I don't mind a little bit of Pete Mrazek, and I think if you're gonna pay up tomorrow, which is not a bad idea in my eyes either, uh, it should be Grubauer in Colorado. So if it is Grubauer, definitely like Grubauer. And that would be more for the win as opposed to the shots. But you never know. We have seen Los Angeles in the past put a lot of shots on the net. So Grubauer at your top price goalie, I wouldn't mind that. Stacks, like I said, I like that Colorado line 1 stack. Um, Jared, do you have a stack you want to give out?
I'm kind of like you. If you wanted to head with Huberto Barkov potentially against that Chicago, I'm more along the lines of keeping it 2 people rather than the third.